Hey, 2916 here, and I was going through this book, Cutting Leather Shapes the Easy Way. This book is from stock number 1940, and at the time, my uncle purchased this for $1.98. This is a very interesting book. It's got a lot of neat things in it, but I'm particularly interested in this right here. So let's open the book and check that out. Right here you can see they have a bolo tie front, two different kinds, and here they have a back with another type front. So this is what a typical bolo would look like. You can see here it has some type of fancy medallion, often made out of metal, but not always. It has a clasp in the back, and then you're going to have a string. Now, a lot of times the string is made of braided leather, like this one, and you're going to have weights at the bottom. But here you can see these bolos are a little different. They have a leather medallion in the middle that somebody tooled, and they're using beads at the end. Now, I'm not going to make a bolo like this, and I'm not exactly going to make a bolo like this, but we are going to make our version of this bolo. See what we can come up with. Okay, a great way to get the patterns out of these old books is just to use a copying machine. Okay, so I cut out all of those patterns. Next, I think we're going to use this really nice brown alligator print. So I've turned it around, drawn my pattern there, and I've also drawn my pattern on this scrap piece of kind of thick, very stiff leather. And we're going to try that for the back. Okay, so I cut this out, and I also cut this side out. So this is the alligator print, and that is going to be our bolo like that. Also, while I was at it, I went ahead and cut some more out. So here's a blue alligator print. By the way, this is all cowhide. And here is a more of a tan. Okay, the next step is we're going to punch some holes in this leather. This leather is going to be the back of our bolo. And I'm actually going to use some paracord for the lines and see how bad that looks. And if it doesn't look too bad, we'll just go with that. Or if we don't like it, we can always go to strips of leather, which would look nice. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Let's see how this works. Okay, so I kind of got ahead of myself there, but all I did, I punched a few holes, and I ran our paracord through the holes. I'm not sure if I like that yet or not, but this is just more or less a trial. So that goes through there. And also, I put some glue on the edges of both of the pieces of leather, and I'm about to glue them onto each other. Alright, so I've glued these up and they don't match exactly right, which I always expect that. So I'm going to trim off the edges that don't line up exactly. And then we're going to punch it and sew it. Okay, so we've got our holes punched. And we're just going to go ahead and sew that up. Well, there you go. So that is our finished product. You can see I put an X stitch all the way around it, just to hold it together. And one nice thing about it is it's a very light bolo. It's a tad big for my taste, but I guess that's just personal preference. This is the pattern that came out of the book, one of them. And so I might make some in the future that are a little smaller. For now, I'm going to keep the paracord on there. I think it looks fairly nice. And to the weights at the bottom, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This has been Night 16. If you're interested in wallets and knife slips, please check out my eBay store at Night 16 Supply. And I'll see you later.